Nothing is worse than moving in a home you love only to discover you've got some expensive repair bills ahead. You can lessen the chance of that happening if you know the red flags that show there's a problem with a house. And that's what this video is about, the 7 things that should be on a red flags list. And at the end, I'll give you a copy of it, and then you can take it with you to each house you preview. I'm Jana Classy, and my husband Paul and I are realtors here in the Eastern Panhandle. And I've put our contact information below, so you can look at that, give us a call, text, email. The smartest way to begin the process of finding a home is to have a plan. And here's the steps involved. Step 1, get pre-approved by a lender so you know how much you can borrow. Step 2, do a budget so you know how much of a payment you can afford. Step 3, decide the location and type of home you want. After you do all that, it's time to start home shopping with a red flags list in hand when you preview homes so you don't buy a lemon. When you visit a property, first thing is to determine if it appeals to you. And that happens pretty fast. Usually within the first few minutes, you're gonna know if you like this house or not. If you do, then pull out your red flags list and take a closer look. And by the way, it's a good idea to take a red flag list to each house you visit and note any of these problems so you can eliminate homes that show big problems, especially homes that are being sold as is. And when you go under contract on a home, you can ask the home inspector about the things you noticed. So, first on the list, foundation problems. One of the most important parts of a home is the foundation, which can be very costly to repair. So here's some things to look for. Cracks. Most houses have hairline cracks, which simply indicate that the house is settling as it ages. But large gaps signal a larger issue. Cracks on the interior or exterior that are larger than 1/4 inch and that are horizontal may be concerning. So look for visible cracks above window frames and also door frames that seem not to be square or the doors won't close. Also, an obvious sloping floor. You can roll a marble on the floor, help you see that. And a big red flag is a foundation wall that is bowing inward. All that can indicate an unstable foundation. Second item, electrical problems. Some of the things that indicate there might be a problem with the electrical system are buzzing sounds when you flip a light switch on, or warm or sparkling outlets and switches. If a light switch is warm to the touch or an outlet's sparking, that could indicate the wiring needs some repair. Flickering lights could indicate the electrical system isn't able to handle all the demands on the system from the appliance and all the other items that use electricity in the house. Number 3, plumbing issues. If water pressure is low in one faucet, that usually is not a problem. Probably an aerator needs cleaning. But if it's low in several spots around the house, that could be a signal of a problem at the water main. Here's another red flag, an odor that smells like sewage. That could indicate a cracked sewer vent. Also, if there's been an obvious attempt to cover up odors, like scented candles everywhere, lots of plug-in air fresheners, and a strong presence of artificial scents, then that's another red flag. It may not be a sewer leak smell, but it could be an attempt to cover pet odors, mildew. It's something really you should know. Number 4, water issues. And that usually caused by poor drainage on the outside of the home. An obvious sign of poor drainage is pooling water. If the yard of a home has many lakes, it likely has poor drainage, and that can lead to water problems inside the home. Other signs of poor drainage can include overflowing gutters, water stains in the basement, cracking in the basement, mold on basement walls and in corners are signs that water has invaded the foundation. And mold remediation can be pretty expensive. So if you notice any of these, note it on your red flags list. Number 5, the roof. Checking that out's not going to be really possible during a preview because you're not going to be able to climb up there on the roof. But there are a few things you can observe on the ground. And a big one is sagging in parts of the roof, which could indicate several problems. It could be insufficient bracing or poor drainage. So water pools in spots and decays the roof, causing sagging. And fixing a roof that is sagging isn't easy, and it can be expensive. So that's a big red flag. Also, if you see water stains that extend across the inside ceilings or run down the walls, the cause is probably a leaky roof. It may be an old problem that's been fixed, but something you need to ask about. Number 6, heating and cooling. Besides the obvious signs of the house being hot when the AC is on, or cold when the heat is on, then there's a few other things you can check out besides that. If you hear a rattling or grinding noise when it's running, that could be a sign of a problem. Also, if there's a strong odor from the unit or there's water puddles around the unit. The age of the system has a lot to do with how well it functions, so be sure to find that out. And then finally, the neighborhood. Buyers should look for things like boarded up vacant houses. If there's a lot of those, you can check to see how well people take care of their yards. It's a good idea to tour the neighborhood at various times of the day and evening. There are websites that monitor crime rates. Crimegrade.org is a good one. Buying a home in a neighborhood that is decreasing or that has crime problems can be a costly mistake. Also, if you have children, check out the schools, and you can do that at the local school board website. And then you can check, I think it's greatschools.org, to see how that school rates. So those are the main red flags on the red flag list. And this is not a detailed inspection like a home inspection. It's meant to serve as a quick way to determine if the house looks like it's going to be a black hole for money. So before you go under contract on a home and spend the $500 or so for a home inspection, you may want to rethink making an offer on a home full of red flags, especially if it's an as-is sale. And you can download a copy of the red flags list on our website. Here's the address: meetmeinthepanhandle.com/red flags, and print several copies. You can take it with you when you go to preview a home. I think it'll help you remember to check out the signs that there could be major problems. All right, thanks so much. The video to my right is about buying a home in West Virginia, so check that out, and I will see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.